Do you feel like a crypto crackhead or do you feel like a cryptillion? Either way, you're at the right place, so make sure you turn it up to 2 times speed because you're about to get Timified. Hey, new viewers, this channel does 2 things, and conveniently enough, these are the 2 things that you're doing wrong that are hurting you the most. First, you're not entering trade safely. You're buying green candles after YouTubers talk about stuff, and then it drops on your face. Second, you don't know when to sell. You're scared to sell. Hell, you might not have sold the whole time. You're buying and praying. Either way, I have videos for you, free content, in my description section under where it says library. You might want to check all that out on 2 times speed after this video. It'll make a lot of the jargon make sense throughout my videos, and you'll start entering trade safely, and you'll start taking profits like a boss, and you'll be profit pimping. So if those things end up sounding good to you at the end of this video, at that point, not now, but at the end of the video, you can hit subscribe and the thumbs up. And if you do like this after the end of the video and you subscribe, I need you to let me know which crypto pronoun you would like to take. Crypto crackhead or cryptillion. So, current cryptillion and crypto crackhead nation, are you ready? Turn it up to 2 times speed because let's get Timified. All right. Oh my gosh, we got red dildos. My account's down. What do I do? This is the end of the bull market. Like, everything's red. I don't know what to do. I just bought OMI. Okay, what do I do? All right, well, I'm saying it that way because that's probably about the sentiment of thumbnails you're seeing on YouTube, right? So let's calm ourselves here, and let's create a few data points of relativity in the recent past or in the past during a bull market. When such and such happened, what happened afterward, right? And is this normal? Has this ever happened before? So let's take a look here. These are, I think, the short ribbons, and this is for Patreon only. Like the ribbon information, new viewers, is Patreons only, but you can still visualize this here. Was the daily short-term ribbons, or was the oh no, this is 2 day. Okay, I was gonna say, here we go. So, taking price off of here, we just had a cross of the daily ribbons on the short time frame. Price went above, then price came back down. So, let's take a look. See? Went above, came back down. Okay? 2 higher highs. All right, let's go try to find the last time this happened on Bitcoin. Did it happen there? Nope, never crossed. Okay, keep going. Did it happen there? Nope, never crossed. Did it happen here? Oh, actually, yeah, it did. It crossed. Price went above, price came back down, and then price converged, and then it screamed up. Okay, well, what phase of this would we be right now? Well, let's look at price. We made a couple higher lows here, so we're probably about there. Oh, what happened just after this? Huh, let's zoom out. Oh, wow, a big move happened. Okay, well, that's one data point, right? Is this exactly what's going to happen? No, that's what happened last time, right? Now, if we went back to the previous bull market, did this ever happen? No, not really. Why? Oh, we've already discussed this on the channel, right? Last bull market started 5 months later. This bull market started 5 months earlier than last bull market. So what is Bitcoin doing that it did not do last time? It's going sideways a lot longer. But how do we get data points to compare, okay, well, when this happened on the daily short-term ribbons, you know, is this normal? Well, Ethereum and Litecoin both screamed up way too hot, way too fast. They went sideways for 200 plus days. Okay, well, let's go to those, see how these ribbons played out to add some data points. Should we be freaking out? Well, we got Ethereum here. Last bull market. Here's where it screamed up. Okay. And for new viewers, in case you haven't been with us, from the time it crossed this line here, where my cursor is, to the time it confidently crossed this line and stayed above was 203 days. All right, so let's see what happened. Ethereum, daily short-term ribbons, it crossed. Price came back up, made a higher low. Huh, crazy. And then it came back up again, then came back down, made a higher low twice. Interesting. Then what happened? The ribbons converged again. Then what happened? Price went up, right? But it actually did it a few more times, right? because Ethereum got way hot, way fast. So it made a few higher highs in a series. Okay, well, let's go to Litecoin. Let's go see how Litecoin reacted in the last bull market, where it also got too hot, too fast. See how this got too hot, too fast? Similar to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin way hotter, way faster than the last bull run. In specific terms of when it crossed its all-time high, is 5 months ahead of last cycle. So what did Litecoin do? Okay, well, from the time it crossed this origin line to the time it stayed above it fairly confidently, it was riding it here, so 190 days. All right. Oh, when did it cross? Here. What did it do? Price screamed above it, made a higher low, went up a little bit, made another higher low in this succession right here. And then what happened? Went up. Oh. So now we're building up the data points. Okay. All right. Let's think of it another way. In a bull market, how you define bull market? Well, the weekly 21, the price is both above it, has retested it, and stayed above it. Well, we're way past that. We're way above the 21. So we're definitely in a bull market. However, in immediate bullishness, whether we're going to turn down or not, how can you tell? Well, you go to the normal EMAs, which new viewers, I actually describe how to do that in my library section. It's called How TF Does He Set Up His Chart or something like that. So are we above the daily 10 or have we been for a while? Let's take a look. Oh, price was just above it for how many days? Oh, for 11 days straight. Are we above it now? No. Oh, are we close to it? Let's see. Let's measure. 2.5% away from being above the daily 10. So is that pretty bullish? Yeah, it is. All right, let's take a look at ETH. Is it above its daily 10? Holy cow. In its flash crash, it didn't even touch its daily 10. So this is like still insanely bullish, way above it. So really, there's no alarm here, folks. That's what I'm trying to do. So, when you are potentially biased towards being bullish or biased against being bearish, it's always very healthy to try to prove yourself wrong. So you set aside your bias and say, okay, I think it's going to go. Okay, but let's set that aside. Let's go to the drawing table and imagine I don't have that feeling. Let's try to be bearish, right? Let's see all the little things that usually makes me bearish. Is anything there? Okay. So what did I cover last week? I covered the 2-day Stokes on Ethereum. What did I say about them? That is the indicator to watch. Whether or not price of Ethereum is going to be rejected somewhere in no man's land and come back and test this origin line, or if one of these two more bullish cases happens, which no one else is talking about, it goes straight to 5K before it corrects a little bit, or if it essentially might get a short squeeze or goes above the origin line first and goes somewhere between, potentially as high as 6K, but I was more guessing like 58, 56. I think it might wick above and come straight back down to the origin line, something like this. Come below it, maybe come above it, maybe not play that far below, maybe something like that, right? And then do a dip before it takes off, which is pretty common. So let's see which one. So are we on track for one of these two, or are we on track for this to happen? Well, what was the rule that I kind of let you know? Let's look at the 2-day RSI if it's above or crashes through this point. So we're on the 2-day. Let's go to the Stokes. And for new viewers, what I'm going to do here is this is one way to use Stokes. You look for areas where you see a lot of support, where a lower valley stops and goes back up, or a valley going up stops and then goes back down. So stuff pings off to it from the bottom, or stuff pings off from the top, right? Either bounces off or hits its head on and falls back down. So here's one area. That's about the same line. That's about the same line. That's about the same line as support, resistance, support. Okay. Support, resistance. See, this is where it hits its head and goes back down. This is where it bounces off, keeps going up. Okay, so we got a lot of lines there. So that's the top area of my line, and there's another line down here. We have a bunch of areas of support and resistance as well, like this, right? If you just keep going, you have a ton of points. So you draw a box with one line here and one line there, and what we said was If Ethereum Stokes go through this and don't curl back up, then it's probably going to go back to the origin line and write it. If this doesn't happen in an if-then statement, if no happens, then Ethereum's on track to go straight to 5K or slightly higher. So, if Stokes come through this line and not curl back up, nope. So what is most probable still? Per that very basic rule, given that last week I let everybody know the 2-day Stokes on Ethereum is the indicator to watch in terms of overall market direction. So what is most probable still? The 5K without slowing down. When does this become more probable? A correction. When the 2-day Stokes go below this without curling up. They start coming down here. Like so. When you see this, when you see it crash through, or something like that. Actually, let's just get rid of this. So, in summary, and so remember, I'm trying to find all these ways to be bearish, but what I said last week, it will be bearish if, or midterm bearish if it crosses this line. Has it happened? No, right? So it would be like this, and then stuff. So this would mean it hits its origin line down low. So it's not even close. So as of now, it's not just statistically probable, but it's still super on track to go straight to 5K without slowing down. So what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? It's going to start going up now. Because Ethereum's leading and Ethereum's going to keep charging up. I don't see anything on Ethereum on the 2-day and weekly that indicates otherwise. Because we're still meeting the parameters I was guessing last week, and I'm still kind of sticking to them. Now, I also guessed that Cardano was going to help lead the market. Has that happened? No. Will it happen? I'm still guessing it might. When will it happen? This is why I'm guessing it. I'm guessing it's going to happen when one of these ends up playing out. If either this plays out, or this guy right here, Cardano might take the lead and help keep everything up as Ethereum corrects slightly, or it'll happen when this happens and it gets rejected from 5K or wicks above, then comes back down. So instead of Ethereum correcting and dragging the whole market with it, either when Ethereum decides to do this play, which it doesn't look like it's doing, or once it finally hits this and corrects slightly, I think at one of those moments that I just drew out, it decides to do A, or then finally completes B, then, and I didn't specify this last time, so I apologize, then I think Cardano is going to lead the market. I definitely didn't specify. But has it happened yet? No. Do I think it'll happen? I think it has a damn good chance of happening. I think Cardano might have a pretty good pop here shortly. As much as I talk shit about Cardano, but the graph looks really nice. The graph looks nice. So let's see here. What other ways can we be bearish? Let's look at ETH on the daily. Do we have any bearish divergence on the RSI? No, we don't. We're still making higher highs. So when do large cap coins typically start topping out? When you get 3 strikes of divergence. We only have 1. So what could happen is higher high on price, and higher high on price, and then correct. Like this could be late July, or it could do something like this, which Bitcoin recently did. Bitcoin played 3 humps of the moving average. 1 high, 2 high, and then 3 high, as RSI was doing this. Taking lower highs as price made higher highs. Like so. So the green is the RSI, the moving average. So this is what Bitcoin did last time. This is what a lot of big cap coins do. Okay, where does this take us? To September. When was the last bull market's second correction? In September. Just me, Tim, drawing some squigglies that ends up matching pretty well. But it was a good guess. That's roughly what Bitcoin did. If you don't believe me, look. Let's look at Bitcoin. See? See this moving average? Look. 2 strikes, 3 strikes, right? I think it was still making higher highs right there on March 12th. Watch. March 12th made its highest high. See that? So I had a bunch of divergence. And Ethereum hasn't even started to have divergence. So it's not even close to being done. Will you have a couple days of 10% correction? Sure. But those are typically just going to be pretty freaking good buy opportunities. And if we truly do have, if we end up having Cardano help the market stay up with Bitcoin and Ethereum taking turns, as has been confirmed, even though that was a very bold guess of mine, but man, I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. But it ended up happening. That's why I mentioned, because I thought it was possible. But it's happening. And new viewers, essentially why I made that guess that Bitcoin and Ethereum would do something they've never done before is because Bitcoin, in a nutshell, you can look at my old videos that has sine and cosine, and I explain it there in detail. But essentially, Bitcoin has gotten really hot really fast. And then when coins do that, they go sideways for a lot longer. And Bitcoin has never done that. It did not do that last bull run because the last bull run started 5 minutes later. So it just, whenever it corrected, it just kept charging up. Then it corrected, kept charging up. But this time it just charged, never corrected, got too fast, and now it's going sideways. Therefore, when Ethereum's bullish and Bitcoin's just going sideways choppy, there are going to be a lot of moments when Bitcoin's down and Ethereum's up, which has happened over and over and over again and really has never happened. Because Bitcoin's never done the sideways movement similar to what Litecoin and Ethereum did last bull run, because they also got too fast. Anyway, that's in a nutshell. So what do I see happening in the market? Same damn stuff I was talking about last week. But why aren't you alarmed? Like everything just tanked. No. I'm not alarmed because it's still within the play. Like it's still within normality of this is still going to happen. I just looked at all the reasons to potentially be bearish, that things are going to do a downturn, that Bitcoin's going to 40-something K. Even though I was the first person to talk about those numbers, I think I was one of the first people to also say, or if not first, that say, these are now out of play. I'm seeing in the charts that 50K is not going to be crossed again. And all my reasonings for having flipped and changed my tune are still applying. Nothing has changed. Therefore, everything is still on track. There is no alarm. Is your account down a little bit? Maybe. But, as long as you're not on leverage and getting liquidated, which new investors, you shouldn't be using that really anyway, in my opinion. You should get used to non-leveraged trades on altcoins there, because you can still have great ROI, like double your money oftentimes in 3 days, sometimes 4x your money in 4 days. But also, if things take a turn and you're down 30%, you're not going to get liquidated. And in a bull market, 49 times out of 50, that altcoin you were down on 30% will be back up, break even or better within 5 days if you take a nap, right? So for new investors, I mean, mathematically, there really is not much reason in a bull market to use leverage. Mathematically, that is a factual statement. Even if you're really good with numbers and patterns, which I am, you still typically lose all your money. All right. So anyway, going on some rants here, but that's all I got. Everything looks pretty normal to me. Nothing's, I'm still sticking with my tune of last week. The thing to watch is Ethereum's 2-day. That's it. Anything within that's a dip, that's just probably a good buy opportunity. And if Ethereum does, come down here and breaks through, well, what do I think will happen? I don't think it's going to drag the whole market down. Even though Ethereum's leading, I think it's going to pass the baton and either give it to Cardano, which is kind of my guess. And again, I'm the first person to have guessed that, so let's see if it plays out. I've been making a lot of guesses recently, so my steam's got to wear out. It clearly didn't happen from the time I said it about 4 days ago. But it'll either pass the baton to Cardano or to Bitcoin, and I think general market sentiment will be going up until Bitcoin closes a weekly candle above this origin line right here. Then the whole market's going to scream. But I think it's going to be a bit. I really think it might be till the end of June, because this might mean Cardano getting up to 5K, moving sideways, and then getting confident. And that's when Bitcoin will break out. Therefore, the whole market will be confident, because Bitcoin breaking out, Ethereum having been able to correct a little bit, get confident. And I think in late June is when stuff's going to get hot as hell. But in the meantime, I think you're going to have a lot of pops. So I think everything's still in play. Don't freak out, folks. This will be a month of playing ranges and playing breakouts. Earlier, several weeks back, I thought that this month would be purely playing ranges, but since Ethereum did very clearly break out, had that $1,000 candle that I had been talking about, right? I said if it closes this candle to the side, the next week will be a $1,000 candle. Let's follow up on that. Y'all know I said it, right? So let's see here. And you know you didn't hear it anywhere else. So even though that wasn't my only guess, new viewers, I didn't say this is exactly what's going to happen. No, it was one of my most probables. I don't just make one call. So 29.48 to 39.83, over $1,000 candle, right? So everything's still on track, folks. New viewers, if you like what you saw, and just know that the point of this was to make sure you're not freaking out and you're not selling bottoms, because in essence, what this video means is, yeah, we saw some dips, but they're probably pretty good buy opportunities in terms of the chart and all the data points we can look at. All the data suggesting these were good dip buying opportunities, as opposed to opportunities to be scared and selling off. That was the point of this entire video. Hopefully that made sense. So sometimes, no trade is the best trade, right? And this channel helps you identify at times what the best trade is. So not selling bottoms right now is the best trade. So instead of giving you exact buy and sell levels here, I'm simply showing you data which suggests don't freak out and sell bottoms before it screams up, because the data suggesting that's about what's ready to happen. So hopefully you like what we saw. My videos typically cover Bitcoin and or Ethereum together or separately, and then a second video or third video in the day that covers altcoins, which we'll do here shortly. So y'all just got Timified. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and if you do subscribe, let me know if you want to be a cryptillion or a crypto crackhead. We'll see you next time.